Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C Certified Brewhead, and welcome to episode 144 of Another Shit Podcast. This afternoon, we're in glorious Toronto, Ontario, with Patrick, Head Brewer of Blood Brothers, my friend. Great to finally get this done, man.
Yeah, it's great, man. Glad you guys can make it down.
Always a pleasure. How you doing? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's great. You know, it's the summer's around, so it's always busy.
Finally?
Yeah,
right,
finally.
you
get this great weather out here, but it's busy, but it's a good busy.
It's good busy,
It's
right?
a good
And
busy,
it's
man.
just starting.
Yeah,
Technically,
exactly.
it's not even summer till Friday, I think.
I know.
not bad.
Well, we didn't really have a spring, so.
We didn't have a spring. We just had one 8-month winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Global warming. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we met maybe, I think it was March. It was cold still.
Yeah, definitely in the
briefly.
middle of a bad snowstorm, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, what, man?
Yeah.
It's always a mess when we come down here. There's always some sort of crazy weather. And so we got to kick it. We couldn't fit the podcast in last time, but we managed to hang out and met the owners.
Dustin and Braden.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Great dudes, and we ran through a bunch of the beers. So it was cool, get a bit more of a perspective on what you guys are doing. So finally we got some time.
Yeah.
So we're going to run through a bunch of beers and get into all the details. So what would you like to start with?
So I think we're going to start with Shumei. It's kind of the core of all of our core brands.
Yes.
Shumei is kind of an East Coast, Vermont style IPA.
Okay.
This is one of those ones that we've messed around with over the last little while. Obviously trying to, increase the juiciness that we got on this beer.
Yeah,
trying to increase the the hop character that we get out of it, as well as softening the overall water profile.
So it's changed a little bit over the
It's
years.
changed a little bit. We as like a core ethos we kind of have here. We are always trying to improve it. We think that we're pretty good, but we can always be better at all of our products. So trying to soften out that water profile. It takes away a lot of that bite that you get from some of these IPAs.
Yeah.
You can always take away that hop bite that you get, but there's always, depending on where you are. In Toronto, we have a bit of a harder water profile.
Okay.
So there's always going to be a bit more bite. We're trying to figure that out. So this one, it's going to be nice and tropical, juicy. There's a bit of like stone fruit character and a touch of pine.
Okay.
It's an easy all around IPA.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Cheers, man.
Glorious. And definitely, I was going to actually mention from a brewer's perspective,
Yep.
you mentioned it's Vermont style IPA, and on first sip it's absolutely Vermont style.
Yeah.
How would you define Vermont versus, say, New England?
So, the basics are you're always going to have a bit more of a hazy water profile with anything
New England?
East Coast. So
Okay.
New England, Vermont, anything like that. New
Certainly has.
England takes it that step further.
They sure do.
I find, and it's real hazy. It's almost milky.
Right. Yes. Absolutely.
Vermont is, kind of on that softer, more stone fruit side of things. It's that midway point between, your West Coast style IPAs, which are big tropical fruits, but they have no haze, and those New England style, which are juicy, but they are like milky. It's that happy medium.
Right.
Obviously the Vermont style is really driven by the yeast character that's produced. But it's not overly kind of on that one side. It's that happy medium that you find. So
That's a really good way to describe it. I never thought about it as in the medium.
yeah, and Shumei started out as a West Coast style IPA. Back about 4 years ago. When they were first developing it, that's what was kind of big in the Ontario industry at the time. As tastes within the public change, we kind of have to change with it without destroying the original idea of the product. So it's a fine line to find. There's maybe a batch where we went too far, and you kind of have to bring it back and find that happy medium. I think we pulled it off.
Yeah, man, this is a great beer. I think in my head, I'd always I've had it before, but I'd always, it was like in New England.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a Vermont style. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I guess, started from the heady topper kind of vibe. So it's a little like you said, the piney, a little dank and stuff.
Exactly. And we're not immune to what everyone else is accomplishing within the industry. We see what we like, we see what everyone else likes, and we try to do our own version of that. It's almost like mimicry is the best flattery, but we know what we're doing. We've done a lot of different beers in the past. We try and figure out how they've done things, and do it, but in our way.
Right.
You know, how we can make our product better by, by crossing and gaining information and giving them information on how we do things. And it's I mean, that's a good thing about the industry as a whole, is that there is kind of a freedom of information if you just have a conversation with these people, and you can never really be too, stuck on your own secrets, because, you want to help everyone out. If the industry across the board gets better,
everyone wins.
Everyone wins, man.
Yeah.
So
it's probably one of the few industries that you can do that. You can call up your competitor and be like, hey, man, you used this yeast before. What do you think? And blah, blah, blah. Whereas anyone else, you're going to be like, hell no, I'm not telling you that.
You know what? In the end, we'll have a new product in 2 to 3 weeks. If there is any competitive advantage that one of us think we may have, it's gone, and so quickly. And it's a gift and a curse sometimes,
Yeah.
You want to be that, no one's ever going to be able to be that Rodenbach ever again, where it's just they make it and it's tough to recreate.
Right.
It's always
you're right.
It's always a difficult one to do. I mean, even places around here, you find guys like Steam Whistle. They have a great Pilsner. I mean, anyone else can make a Pilsner. It's just they're good at the marketing side of things to kind of separate themselves from everyone else. But there's always going to be people catching up. Yeah. It's tough to have that trend setting. No one's ever going to be as unique as this beer, there were from those beers that have been around for hundreds of years. So. Right. There's the competitive advantage comes and goes, and everyone catches up, and then you can always pull away. It's tough, yeah.
I guess as a drinker, first and foremost, which we all are, we want variety. We want the more breweries that are making great beer, the better it is for us. And at the end of the day, if people come here and this is fire and there's something else down the road, they're going to go to both anyway.
Exactly.
That's the point. It's not like you just want one place.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a strange one like that, because it's not always like that.
Yeah, and you know what? In the end, we always try to be better than everyone else. We always strive to do that. But I mean, it's such a tough thing to really, really separate yourself from the rest of the industry. You can have things that are special, but to completely separate yourself is a very, very difficult thing.
Yeah.
So we always try, but once again, everyone's always catching up. So
hey, man.
Yeah.
Staying ahead of the curve however you can.
Exactly.
Let's get into your beer story then. So how did you first get into beer and then into brewing?
I mean, just general career path has been an interesting one, because I was going to school for kinesiology way back when. It just turned out not to be the thing for me, so I took a year off of school.
What is that again?
So movement science,
Okay.
And people always call it the phys ed teacher, but I mean,
a little deeper than
that. Yeah. A lot of my classmates went through to become agents or chiropractors. Some of them are actually becoming medical doctors at this point.
Cool.
And so for me, it wasn't for me. So
yeah.
I actually took a year off, and during that year off, I was looking for a job, and my brother was already working in the industry, and so I got a job at what was formerly Brick Brewery is now Waterloo Brewing Company in Waterloo.
Right.
And
is that where you grew up?
That's where I grew up.
Nice. Right. K-Dub?
Yeah. I haven't been there, actually, lived there, in it's got to be 12 years now.
Right.
It's been a little while.
Do I miss it?
You know what? I do, but at this point, I don't see the need or want to move back, right now.
Right, fam. You're in the big city. Don't get it.
Exactly.
Making good beer.
Yeah. You know what? But I got the job, and it was the first job that I enjoyed.
Right.
Everyone has those jobs when you're a kid or a young adult that you're in it, but you never want to be there.
Yeah.
And this is the first one that I enjoyed. So I started from the worst position in the brewery with zero education.
Sellerman?
No, way worse.
Way worse.
They have a packaging line, and we used to because they used to get return bottles from beer store, and I'm sure they still do. And I used to take those return bottle boxes, take them off a skid, and throw them on a line for 12 hours a day.
Jeez.
5 days a week, and I lost a lot of weight doing that, because it was
You got jacked too?
What's that?
Did you get jacked?
No. I luckily I only had to do it for about 3 months.
Okay, no, so
I like to say the manager saw something, positive in me.
he can do more than move empty bottles.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of just worked my way up through the packaging line. I did that for about 3 years. And then I actually trained myself on like voluntarily on my off time to become a cellarman or brewer.
Nice.
So it took about 6 months on my off days going in to like train on the cellar and on the brew house.
Hustle, man.
So once a position opened up, I was like, I know how to do it already. Like, hire me for this. It's no brainer. And they hired me. So I did that for about 2 years. Went and got my master's degree at Harriet Watt in Scotland.
Oh, yeah?
In
the
Edinburgh.
School.
Yeah.
Oh, you did tell me this. Okay, sick.
Yeah, and then once I got back from that, I worked at Nickelbrook for about 6 years.
Nice. Was that head brewer there, or was it?
I worked my way up to the head brewer at the Funk Lab.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I guess you don't walk. I guess the reason I asked that was you don't walk into a head brewer role after getting a master's.
Even then it's kind of difficult. Now, when I got back from school and actually went to Nickelbrook, the head brewer role didn't exist. Ryan Morrow was still the brewmaster, and it was only one facility, so there was no need for a head brewer position. Plus, I worked with a lot of now very talented brewers. Mark Horsley at Bench Brewing also worked with me at that time. Jack Krause, who's one of the lead brewers at Collective Arts now.
Oh yeah,
yeah, was also there around that time. So, and Brett Croft is the brewmaster at Red Circle Brewing in Kitchener.
I've heard of them. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So we all kind of worked there when I was kind of first starting out.
That's cool.
So we had a pretty talented group of people who were working there at the time. And so there really wasn't the position. So I kind of worked my way back and forth between Collective Arts and Nickelbrook for about 3 years. Then the head brewer position came open, so I took it. And that's kind of where this all worked out,
Perfect. And how long have you been here now?
This is about 10 months.
10 months. Okay.
10 months, yeah. So it's still
pretty fresh, though.
It's still kind of short term, but it's long enough. So
hey, man, 10 months is a decent amount of time to. You didn't have to rush. I guess I'm making you talk.
No, let's try something else.
You want to go
let's get a fresh glass here.
Fresh glass? Yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
What is this? I think we're not at a brewery right now. We're doing the Bloodvar?
Yeah.
So you posted this. I love it. Like, I feel like this is another lawsuit in the making. But you know what?
So many times it is.
Do you know what? I love that they just don't give a shit. It's so funny to me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's gangster.
Well, you know what? There's so many things, especially with so like as an example, Blood Light was the other lawsuit worthy deal. Light isn't a copyrighted term.
No.
So there's no way for that actually. Now, obviously the original label that we had was crossed the line.
Of course.
That was very short-lived.
Yeah. But very cool and very bold.
I don't know what the logistics of VAR.
So, I mean, what does it mean? Something in like Czech?
I didn't look into it. It's obviously such a like household name, Czechvar, Budvar. That we already had Blood Light at that time, and we said, you know what, let's go for it. It's our first Pilsner. Let's.
I wonder who owns it. Is it AB, or are they like one of those like those European breweries that are always so like?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. It's obviously not.
Yeah, it's obviously not. But otherwise, they'd be running right back here.
Yeah.
I feel like you got maybe less of a chance of the drama because I guess like ABI are watching.
Yeah.
Let's get the photo with that real quick.
Yeah.
Remember from last time? The selfies?
Yeah.
You know the deal.
Let's get this up.
That'll probably help. There we go. You're a legend. Hey man,
got a lot of trucks and trains around here right now, eh?
Well, shouts to Illinois Studios for mixing this nicely. We did one outside a couple of years ago with Founders, and it was like those trucks were constantly.
Really?
It was unbelievable.
Where there's like a
helicopters and shit. And it came out surprisingly well. And that was 2 years ago, so his skills are better and he's got better plugins now. So hopefully it's a smooth audio experience for the people.
We'll make it work.
We'll make it work, absolutely. So then, all right, so that's how you got into your, you worked your way up. Do you know the general history of how this place came together?
I have a basic idea. I mean, these guys have worked a lot of jobs over the years. They've been they've always been self-employed.
Okay.
I know Dustin and Braden always used to tell me that they used to like deliver flyers and pamphlets and like newspapers for the longest time. They said it was one of their like highest paid jobs that they ever had, but like they worked their asses off. And then after that they did like general contracting construction. And I think there's always been that kind of love of beer and love for home brewing. I know Dustin used to do home brewing, and he'd always have his carboys and fermenters like in the closet, as every home brewer does. You use what space you have. And they've always just been self-sufficient. Once they realized that they had a good product, they built their own brew kits. They bottled everything themselves. They worked their butts off, and they. It's been about 4 years now. When I started, 10 months ago, this was a totally different place. It's night and day compared to even what it was 10 months ago. So, I can't even imagine what it was 4 years ago. I've seen a photo, and it was a storage facility that they kind of worked everything into every corner that they could find.
This place was?
Well, it wasn't in this facility. It was their original facility. I couldn't tell you where it was. But they moved in here. They were here with Indy. They shared it. My guess is about two and a half years ago. They moved into this current facility on Geary Ave. And they've kind of just built it out from where it was then, where they only had half the space, and obviously they only needed half the space. We now have 4 storage facilities on this road. Right? We have a barrel site that's about 20 minutes away. We just got a kitchen put in.
That's why we put off the podcast initially. Yeah, we wanted to make sure that
it was middle of construction.
Right,
pretty
dead
sure.
in the middle. Yeah. Well, let's make it look pretty at least.
Yeah.
How's that going? The kitchen?
Really good. Yeah. I keep saying the first week was a bit slow because we didn't advertise and we didn't really tell anyone on social media. And so I went up to our chef. I'm like, is this bad? How do you feel about this? And he's like, well, it's kind of nice because you can ease your way into, see how service is going to go. And, if
rather than get smashed.
If people don't like some of the plates, you can transition them into something else.
Kind of like beer, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's good now. We get a pretty steady flow of customers. And I mean, we have competition on this street. There's about 3 or 4 other restaurants that people can go to.
Right.
Yeah, but we definitely have a good following right now.
Even if speaking to how it was for you, say what was the difference 10 months ago versus now? What have you seen change?
Oh my God, it was they always say it has a post-apocalyptic feel.
This place?
Yeah, when I first showed up, it definitely did. We had a tap room that was maybe 10 feet by 20 feet. It was very small, and it was always packed. We extended all the way back to, temporarily opening up the production area whenever production's not happening. We now have a patio that people can actually sit, and it's actually licensed now. I'm sure we got away with a couple of things back in the day. The kitchen is there. We have more freedom for just actually getting work done, right. Which, any brewery that has space to work in, it's night and day compared to so many times at all the jobs I've worked at, you get in a situation where it's so tight that you have to move something in order to move past it, and it adds so much more time to your day, and it's less stressful, it's more enjoyable, you get more done, you're more proficient at actually improving your products because you're focusing on that more. So across the board, it's always a good thing to just be more efficient with your space. So
definitely. I know when we came to saw you last time, you guys were saying that technically you would probably, it'd be helpful to have even more space. With the way things are kind of
we're always looking for more space, and we're looking for a new production facility, but in Toronto, that's always when is something going to open up, and do they actually want a brewery moving there? And so
because you do, they have to actually approve the type of business and that nonsense.
If they don't want you tearing up drains, if they don't want you putting up big refrigerators, they just want to kind of have you use it as a warehouse, it's just not going to work.
Was there anything else you wanted to touch on today?
No, man.
We
Like,
really,
yeah,
we covered it, eh?
I'm really happy you guys came out. Hey, we
likewise.
show people how to pour nitro, good and bad.
Yeah.
Don't do it like me,
Yeah.
do it like that. And then we showed you how to get the damn wax seal off
Yeah.
without being a whole entire thing and embarrassing yourself and cutting your fingers.
Yeah,
and, you know, safety.
It's great.
We went through everything, all the different
everything
variants from,
controversial and
all the controversial, the potential lawsuits, branding changes. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a genuine pleasure. I love everything you guys are doing.
Thanks so much for coming out, guys.
Man, thank you so much for having us, bro.
Yeah.
You're a legend. Where can everybody find Blood Brothers online?
So bloodbrothersbrewing.com. We have an online store. We're all throughout Toronto, as well as, you know, a smattering of bars throughout Ontario.
Yes.
We just sent some online, or we just sent some orders out to New Brunswick, BC, and Alberta as well. So
None to Quebec, though.
nah, well, soon enough.
Soon enough,
We'll have
Quebec,
some out to
fix
Quebec.
it.
Yeah.
Fix it, Quebec. I'll just keep coming to Toronto. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, make sure you follow, and social media is that, I think it's Blood Brothers Brewing, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Bloodbrothersbrewing.com.
And Blood Brothers Brewing at Blood Brothers Brewing on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
we'll put that up there, she usually checks that anyway to
Yeah.
make sure. Thanks again, bro. Really, really appreciate you having us today.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Guys, if you enjoyed the episode, mate, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you know when the new episodes drop. Follow us on social media at BAOS Podcast. Check out the long form audio, Apple Podcasts and Spotify, etc. So you can hear very attractive gentlemen like Uncle Patrick right here talk about nectarines and nitro and not hurting yourself when opening beers. That's
Of
it,
course,
man.
yeah.
Thank you for watching and listening. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.